or I could try and picture the conversation. Hey, Alex, you want to watch Rambo in Burma? Let's watch it for Mother's Day. You want to put it on?
I got this beautiful romantic comedy.
Some dim the lights.
Again, Rambo in Burma.
Take a hot bath, soak. I'll massage your feet while you watch Rocky in Burma. Rambo.
Rambo. That's it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Just Us Dads. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Dadversation. If this is your first time here, do us a favor. Go on over to YouTube and subscribe. Follow us and subscribe as well on Facebook and all the other audio platforms. You'll be doing us a huge favor. We're trying to grow on all these platforms, so any help is much appreciated. Also, before we get started, the contest we spoke about last week is still going on for the best podcast, either produced or for dads. We want to get some sort of acknowledgement. We're not sure exactly who's in the running, but head on over to podcastmagazine.com/dads and just vote for Just Us Dads. You can vote as many times as you want, any day, like it's unlimited. So just go there 5 times a day and keep voting for us. I'm not so sure when the deadline is. Why
don't you just add it on the bottom?
Yeah, it's going to go in the description. So
there you go.
So just scroll down in the description. You're going to see it over there, and help us out. It'd be great for us to be recognized by Podcast Magazine. Chris and George are both here. George's eye is looking much better. How you guys doing?
It does look better. It
doesn't feel better.
How's it going, boys?
Good, man.
Très bien.
Oh, I didn't tell you. Right before we came home this evening, we took the girls out to the park, and we have a small park next to our house, but we went to a bigger park next to a school, and there's this huge track, and the kids from the school were still there, like at 6:00. I guess it was the track and field team or whatever the hell it was, and they were running, right? And so we're crossing the street, we're walking into the park, and my wife, she's like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, it's probably the track field, whatever. It goes, did you guys do this? I'm like, yeah, of course, you know. She goes, were you fast? I'm like, not so much. I go, Chris was fucking fast, like Chris, and she couldn't believe it. I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah. I'm like, don't look at his size, man. The kid was super fast. Like this guy, you know, he used to get like all these awards, and he was top in gym. And she's like, Chris. I'm like, yeah. And so I don't blame her for not believing it.
No, man, my son had the same reaction.
I was just wondering if ever we raced, if you still have it and if you can still run it.
Yeah, I had this conversation with my kid. He saw an award that I had from Socrati. Yeah. And he's like, what is this? And I told him, and he started laughing. So then he's like, oh, you can't run fast. You can't run. So you know what we did? We actually went in the back, in the lane, and we had a race.
You sprinted.
Yeah. And I sprinted, and I killed him.
Did you check him a little with your elbow?
No, at all. I didn't need to.
He ate my dust.
So now it's like it's a big goal of his to try and beat me.
Yeah. So you're still fat.
Yeah. I'm still fat and still fast. Yeah.
You just beat your son, so I don't know if you know.
My son's very fast. He's the fastest on his team.
I beat my kids on their bikes.
I haven't been on a bike in so long, man.
No, I'm on foot. They're on their bikes.
Okay.
Yeah, they try to get away from me. I catch them.
Yeah, that'll only last another year, maybe 2 years, and then.
George, remember when I raced Jimmy? Basically.
Yeah, Jimmy turned green. he was breathing into a paper bag for a couple hours.
At Tim Hortons, remember that?
I'm not even exaggerating.
So for everyone listening and watching,
don't say any names. No,
this was back in the day when you guys had like a metal band. It's fun because you guys were all Greek playing metal, and so what happened? So
I
was playing soccer. Like I didn't smoke.
You did smoke. No, you did smoke at this point. But
I wasn't smoking then.
Yeah, you were.
I was.
Yeah.
I think I started smoking later. Anyway, well, I wasn't a big heavy smoker.
So
Jimmy had been smoking for a long time.
Jimmy had never witnessed Chris on the track or on the pitch. So Jimmy was convinced that he's faster, and he's like, "I'm pretty fast. I know I'm fast. I'm sure I could beat you. You're heavier. This and that and the other."
and we raced 3 times. The first time I beat him, he's like, "No, he didn't believe it." It's like, "No, let's rewind. Let's rewind the tape. You know, we got to rewind the tape." So we ran a second time, and then it's like, no. He's like, one more time. We raced the third time, and then by the third time, he almost died. We thought he was gonna die. He had a paper bag, and he was breathing. And we're at Tim Hortons, and he was like this.
Oh, poor kid.
Like we had planned to go out that night, never happened.
Never happened.
You know, he went to bed.
I think he canceled the jam next Friday.
I still don't feel good.
His legs were killing him. Too much lactic acid.
He can't stand properly.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was funny, man.
Yeah, that was.
But it's easy to be deceived, right? I mean, you see like a little chubby guy, you're like, this guy can't run.
Yeah.
Run.
I was always fast. I was very, very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too bad. Too bad I'm fat. I could have been an athlete.
Yeah, I think we should do a little competition, man. I'd be curious.
We should. No?
George is out already. Job out.
I'm not out. I could probably take you any day. I don't mind. It's just that the recovery. There's a recovery after the fact.
Take me in what exactly?
I don't know, running. What do you want to do? Arm wrestling, body slams, whatever you like.
There's no way you can lift me. First
I could throw you.
But running, I've never seen you run.
Running, I don't think so. The running, I think I got both of you.
Yeah,
I don't think I could take you, but I'm sure I could take George. I'm pretty fast.
Running?
Yeah, I'm pretty fast.
I don't think I'm not sure about
George is not fast. The arms are too long. They start hitting the ground.
They
drag on the floor. It causes too much.
George is good for climbing trees above.
No, but we should do that, man. A competition with our wives, and we have just little, or like a family thing, you know?
Okay, we'll do pie eating competition.
No, but we had discussed that. We had discussed doing like a little competition, the dads versus the moms, and we have like not an obstacle course, but like what do you call them? Like a relay kind of thing.
Yeah, we should do it. We should definitely do that for fun.
What does that mean? What do you mean? Well, I'm gonna pass a baton to my wife and she's gonna run?
No. It's the guy versus the girl. I think I can't remember who was that. I think it was my wife telling me.
I don't think we should do men versus women. I think we should do families.
No, because they think they're better than us. My wife told me. She goes,
but that's the key word. They think.
Yeah, but let's just demonstrate. Let
them live in delusion and denial.
We're gonna throw my wife and Chris's wife in, and it's gonna average out the pool. Don't worry.
Alex is very fast, very athletic too.
In running, wait, she runs fast.
Yeah, she runs fast.
I didn't know that,
and she's pretty strong.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so there you go. So the girls have like a little advantage there with her.
But the pie eating contest, that's good.
No. They're gonna lose, man. They're not even gonna.
Good for the health.
And let's
do a water drinking contest. Who can drink the most water?
Boring. and I was watching the chef.
There's no calories.
George, what did you mention last time with John Favreau, whatever his name is?
The
chef's table.
The chef.
Chef.
Yeah.
Chef. Yeah. We should do
the movie or the series.
No, the series. I think the movie I'd watched a long time ago.
Yeah, the series is really well done.
But I think we got to go to some restaurants and record there.
Yeah. We have a lot of ideas. Hopefully, as soon as COVID dies down, there's so many things that we want to do and bring to you guys watching and listening, and including a cooking competition. That's in the works. So
that's a good one too. We have to be afraid of George there, though.
I suck at cooking to begin with. I mean, I don't suck. I mean, I get around, but I definitely don't compare to Chris or George. That I know for a fact. I'll have to practice a bit. If I know the dish that I'll be doing, I'll work on it, and maybe I could bring the heat. But
that would be interesting too. Looking forward to all that stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Like we can have
looking forward to that stuff.
but everything, not just the main course. Like we'll have like an entree, dessert, everything, or just one plate, one course.
Bro, you can barely barbecue, man. Relax, calm down.
You can barely burn the meat properly.
I am clueless when it comes to baking. Like desserts, forget it.
Baking is a science. Baking is chemistry. It's a little harder. You gotta be more right on the analogy and the ingredients. Cooking is different. Cooking is a little bit more creativity. You have more room to be creative.
Yeah,
and feeling.
Yeah, you know.
So one course, one dish. That's it. We'll make it simple.
Definitely, man. We should definitely do something like that.
I think I can do something good.
We'll work out the details.
Yeah. We'll bring that to everyone hopefully soon. And there's a lot of stuff, guys. Whoever's listening and watching, there's a lot of stuff that we're preparing that is going to be released closer to the summer, and then obviously after the summer. So just make sure to turn on your notifications, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or wherever the hell you're listening to this. Turn on your notifications. Every time there's an episode that goes up, you will be notified. Make sure you don't miss anything, because there's a lot of great stuff that we're working on. So yeah, that's it. We're not going to say much more. Guys, Mother's Day this weekend. What the hell's going on with that? What did you guys do? First of all, last year we were obviously in the pandemic. Did you guys do anything for Mother's Day, or do you normally do anything for Mother's Day?
Yes and yes. We usually, obviously, we do something every year. We have our moms, we have our sisters who are moms as well, you know. So
we used to. I played it very safe since we got married, and I think it was Joanna's idea. She's like, let's just start a tradition where Mother's Day, everyone knows that they come over our house. So it was my mom, my sister, like everyone that is in the family that is a mom, right? So it was my mom and my aunt, obviously, because we grew up together. My in-laws, obviously, and we're like 10, 15 people, 12 max, whatever.
Are men allowed?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Because you said your mom and your sister. I figured. Okay.
No. I mean, for the mothers.
Those are the moms that are being celebrated.
Okay, got it. I thought it was just a girls' night out thing.
Yeah, and it was like a
girls' night in. Sorry.
Yeah, and it was early in the day so that we don't waste the Sunday, and it was just brunch. They would come around 11ish until from 11 to 3, let's say, around there, and we were doing that every single year. They knew and it was fun, right?
I have an issue with brunch.
Why? It's cool. I love brunch, man.
We'll get back to your issue now. What'd you do for the pandemic?
So that for a long time, it kind of got me kind of out of that responsibility of having to think of other things to do, because it's like, look, we're preparing, we're receiving, we're doing our part. Mother's Day at George's house, it was like a staple, right?
All you have to do is shop for food.
Eggs, croissants, you know what I mean? Nothing complicated.
Cheese stick.
But last year, I'm trying to think what we did. I honestly don't remember. For sure, there was breakfast involved, flowers, and that's it. I mean, there was nothing else you could do.
Handmade cards.
Sorry?
Handmade cards.
Yeah, the girls, we sat down.
You didn't make one with them? You didn't?
Well, not me. I mean,
no, it's make one is shown, as long as it's presentable.
Yeah, I think the minute that the kids are involved and they're at an age where they can actually contribute, you automatically leave the equation.
Last year it sucked basically for your wife. Compared to the other years.
Look, Joanna's not very demanding with these things, but at the same time, I don't want to take that for granted either.
No, right? I'm just saying, compared to the previous years, which were fun with all those people and the big get together.
Well, sorry, what we did last year, because for the first time nobody was coming over, we
did a Zoom brunch.
No. We made little cute little pots. I don't know where Joanna came up with the idea. We bought these little.
She's coming up with the Mother's Day ideas for you. Right? You're golden either way, man.
So we bought like little pots. like clay pots that I think she painted in white, or they were white, and then you can just scratch onto them and write whatever you want. It was pretty cool. I don't know where she found them. And we put flowers because every time that they would come over, we had flowers for all the moms, right? So we drove to everyone that used to come, and we gave them the pot of flowers and whatever. And that's it. Then we did something at home for sure. Like I can't remember exactly, but for sure there was probably breakfast, flowers, very simple stuff.
That sounds nice.
And then we did our rounds. We gave the flowers to all the moms that usually come over, and that's it. And the girls, obviously, they did their little cards. It was cute. Again, I mean, we're not big on these things. It's not like
you're 10 times bigger than I am, bro. I can tell you that. Bro, I don't know anybody who's as big as you ever.
Carving, flowers, brunches,
delivery system, a party of 42 people. I mean, what are you talking about, bro? I've never seen someone so extravagant in my life, bro. Now, Chris, what's your problem with brunch?
Yeah, seriously.
I just don't like it. I don't think it exists.
What are you talking about?
I think it's.
Well, I mean, are eggs exclusively a breakfast to you? Because they're
no. It's not that. It's like there's breakfast and there's lunch, and somebody just came up with the idea to put it in the middle and make it a trend, and then people.
Well, it's because it was a Sunday morning thing. You wake up late because Saturday you go out, so you get dressed and you go eat, and you call it a brunch, so you could skip breakfast and go straight to lunch and call it a brunch.
I know where it comes from. I understand that. I just don't like it.
It means wake up and don't eat. That's what it means.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I can have eggs at any time in the day. Anytime. Yeah. I don't care. And I think it's the only food that I can do that with.
I could eat any food anytime.
Yeah. Your eggs is my steak.
I'm not even exaggerating a little.
No, like I've had days where I woke up, had eggs. I had eggs for lunch. I had eggs for dinner, and I had eggs probably before I went to bed. Like it was just a negative.
Yeah.
So, Chris, if George isn't really big on these events, how big are you on these events?
Look, I don't know. I'm very simple. Me, it's the cards.
Maybe we should have finished with George, but
yeah, seriously. Now we're gonna sound like I'm after event stuff now. I'm gonna have to make shit up.
That's why I'm going third.
You're gonna get all the ideas. For me,
time.
For me, it's very simple, man. It's very it's a card sometimes, but the kids always have a card or some kind of thing that they made right from school. It depends. I think every 5 years I'll go a little bit bigger. It depends. Maybe every 3 years, every 2 years. It depends. Like I think I'm a
bracelet or something.
Yeah, something bigger, something a little bit bigger. Just like, hey, by the way, this is for all of the other Mother's Days that were kind of mediocre. I'm making every 5 years. I make up for the last 4.
Yeah.
But it's usually a restaurant. Again, with my in-laws and my parents, we kind of do it all together. We kind of have this habit of all of us going out to restaurants together. It's been 2 years where it's like a little bit more low key.
It's the kids, man.
And this year, I don't know. Again, very relaxed. I'm probably gonna make breakfast, not brunch. Okay, breakfast
in bed.
No, man.
No, you don't do that stuff.
No, man, because then you get dirty. What happens if a little piece of jam falls on the white sheets?
What? You put them in the washer.
Yeah.
You're acting like you wash it by hand, bro. Like you're in the village.
No, but you know what I mean. I don't know. Maybe. Oh fuck! Now I have to do it.
The problem that you have is that Alex wakes up earlier than you do.
She does.
By the time you're up, there's no such thing as any.
No.
She's sitting there on her third cup of coffee. Fuck, I'm hungry. She's gonna make my fucking
I know,
eggs.
guys. That's the challenge. You know what I need to do? I need to put an alarm low enough for her not to hear it, and high enough for me to hear it and wake up and go actually make the breakfast. It's very tough.
Just pull an all-nighter. Up until 7 a.m.
Go to sleep after the eggs.
Bring it to bed and then sleep while she's eating.
So yeah, very, very simple things for me, man. Very, very simple. But it doesn't mean they don't deserve it. It just means that another thing I do is I try every day to make something nice. No, I'm kidding. That's a lie.
He tried to finish it on a good note. He's like, sorry, man. That's not
I tried to lie about it. I can't.
Well,
Not true.
look, this is not an episode against Mother's Day bashing, or we're not gonna get all cheesy and saying, oh, but every day is Mother's Day. But at the same time, it's also true. Like, do you really need that one day to show your wife that she matters, when technically
it's a day for the kids to show? It's not about the husband.
I mean, look, I understand.
Yeah, because he's right, George. It's not wife's.
It's not. It's a kid's holiday.
It's Mother's Day. It's not Wife's Day.
That's just pick up the check.
Yeah. What is it going to cost me?
And they drive everybody.
George, what do you do?
Usually it's not what you do. I can tell you that. But it's a lot like what Chris does. Last year was pretty shitty, but we made it fun. We made handmade cards with the kids. I made one too. Breakfast, and then we gave our moms flowers and shit.
Yeah.
Flowers and shit.
Yeah,
Flowers and shit.
Like I said, I pay and I drive. Okay?
And don't complain. That day you don't complain.
No,
it's a day you don't complain.
I'll try to. I'll try to.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
But we were very limited last year, man. You couldn't make much of anything.
No,
let me ask you guys something. Before COVID, okay, let's say the COVID doesn't exist. I was gonna say Valentine's Day. Mother's Day comes around, you're booking like a restaurant, or you want to take your wife out to eat, even with the kids, whatever. Do you do it on Mother's Day weekend?
Depends.
Or we never do that. We always actually for Valentine's. I think also
schedule it differently to avoid the rush in the restaurant.
Like, I won't go during the weekend. Like, I'll go during the week. And just I don't know if it's weird. I just don't want to be around that many people.
It's a little weird. You're sitting there celebrating it by yourself.
So you don't need the day.
Yeah, no, but I mean, we do that also. We used to do that for Valentine's Day instead of going on Valentine's Day where everything is freaking chaotic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go a couple of days before, or I don't know, at the beginning of the week, or I don't know, whatever.
Cool. Yeah, it's a good strategy.
Does it really matter that it's not on the day?
No, I guess.
No. I'm just saying is you don't. What I'm saying is you don't need the day. And I was kidding before. It's like you try every day to do something nice, and it is. It's what, the way you shouldn't wait for Mother's Day to do everything you need to do, right?
Yeah,
that's what it is. I think that's what it is. And look, we're being funny about this, and we're being men about this, but there's something very, very special about a mom. Dads are great. I think dads are essential, but there's something special about a mom, and you see it in your wives, and you see it in your moms, and you see it in other moms. It's something noble. It's something that, it's...
You know what it is? It feels as though they just know what to do all the time. It's like they work on this different mechanism where, and I'll tell you, especially this year, guys, I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know if it's COVID. I don't know if I'm dipped into this huge, laziness. I don't wake up in the morning. Like, the alarm goes off. She takes care of the girls. She wakes up. She prepares everything. I'm fucking snoring like a fucking slob, probably with a little one because she's not in school all the day.
George, I'm gonna have to stop you. I've told you. You just lost your kids in a custody battle. Stop. You have to stop with that.
It's like this mechanism that just makes them work kind of like on automatic, where it's like you wouldn't know what the hell to do. Like, honestly, let's say you had to wake up in the morning, Chris, and prepare your kids' bags, lunches, clothes, blah, whatever. You think you'd be able to handle that better than your wife?
Better than my wife? No. Would I be able to handle it? Yeah. Would I want to handle it? No. Do I enjoy her handling it? Yes.
Yeah.
But it's more than that, man. It's like, think about it, man. Like, nobody would love you as much as your mom. No one ever. Yeah. Like, moms love their kids so much that after a certain time, it annoys the kid. They're able to give so much love that it's like, it's annoying. Think about it. Think about when I was 16, I used to get annoyed at that. It was so much that it was like, just stop loving me. It's like, stop caring so much, And that is the mom. The dad, you tell him stop caring, he's going to stop caring. The dad's going to be, okay, go, you're on your own.
I stopped yesterday.
The mom doesn't understand, man. The mom it's there forever. It's there forever, man.
But you're also an only child. Do you think that had anything to do with it? I mean,
absolutely not. Are you kidding me, man? You do realize when your kids were born, they were tied to your wife, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once you cut that umbilical cord, they're still tied. They're still connected. Yeah. That doesn't go away, man. It's not just me. It's everyone. I'm just expressing it differently, but it's amazing, man. And you know what? That's why they should be celebrated. That's why they're unique. And and that's why men have to take care of them. And it's not like I oppose, like I'm against when feminists say like, no, they can do everything. Of course they can do everything. And you don't take care of them because they're weak. You take care of them because they're precious. They're important.
Yeah.
It's a different angle. You don't take care of them because you're better. You take care of them because they're so precious. You take care of them so they can take care of the kids. It's all that's the heart,
Yeah, basically, Chris takes care of Alex, so Alex can take care of the kids, so Chris doesn't have to take care of them.
No, but that's how I see it. I like my little one.
It's not like that. It's not like that. It's more like you love them, you take care of them the way they love you, and they take care of you. That's what it is.
No, I don't see it like that. I see it. There's more to a mom than that. It's not equal. People that try to society today has things mixed up. A father can never be a mom, and a mom can never be a father. It's true, but nothing can replace a mom. 5 dads can never replace a mom if the mom is doing it right. I'm not saying any mom.
Yeah.
I'm saying a mom that.
There's always exceptions.
There's always exceptions. We're talking about the general rule.
Yeah.
But there's something magical about a mom, man, and it's true. It's true. You can't deny it. Yeah. And why am I so adamant about this? Is because society today is trying to convince women that the career is more important. Like people react to, you stay at home moms, and you're raising your kids. That's amazing. I'm for choice. If they want to do both, great. And if they want to just have a career, great. But making women feel bad for serving their families and their kids, but it's okay to go serve unemployed, that bugs me because it's not true.
And it's true that it's present, right? It's true that
right now. That's a society today.
Yeah.
And I'm against that. It's not true, man. It's not true. There's nothing more noble than being a mother. And you know what? If you meet, because I've met a lot of women in higher ranks, like powerful women, doctors and lawyers. You know what? At 40, 45, they're not really happy with their careers. If they haven't had a kid, it annoys them. It bothers them. It bothers them that they didn't go through the cycle of being a mother.
Well, it depends. Some of them have made that choice and said, look, this is more important to me. And it's like a choice that you respect, and it's fine.
It is. But trust me, at 60, it's not like, oh my God, I'm so happy that I'm so happy I work 60 hours a week at the office and never had any kids. You're not going to get that from a mom. And even if you do, it's very, very low percentages, man.
Right.
That's why I just want to celebrate the mom. We're forgetting about the mom.
Yeah.
No,
but I'm just still stuck at what you said before, where there's so much societal pressure on them to just, don't worry, don't put your career on hold and blah blah blah, as if it's like this automatic thing that they have to go back to work. And like you said, a lot of women prefer or want to make a choice of staying home and being with the kids. And in many occasions, and I know actually a couple, that it's affected to them psychologically. It's like, am I doing the right thing? Am I being a good mom? Am I contributing enough to my family? Is this the right move for me? Should I not be working? You know what I'm saying? It happens. It's very, very present. It's not an exception.
No, that's what I'm saying, and I'm seeing it more and more. And look, obviously, I'm in a field. Well, a space that is very male dominated, right? And there's women that have made it, and it's like I have conversations with them. I talk with people, and it's like I'll get into these topics. I like these topics. It gives me content for podcasts, and it's you see how they think. How do
they think? So the women in your field, which, let's be honest here.
Well, let's be more specific. The women that he's had conversations with.
Yeah. But even if you take it at a general sense, George, the women that want to excel in that specific field in engineering and, the big engineering firms and all that stuff, the challenges are much higher than they are for men. I mean, let's be honest. So the women that do reach that level, Chris, like what kind of conversation?
They're not higher, George. That's not true. That's not true. That's today's stupid rhetoric. I'll challenge anybody with that kind of. No, it's not true. It's far more challenging. If you leave it up to them, they're not going to go. When somebody decides what they want to do in the future, if you're a girl, usually statistically, you're not likely going to pick construction. It's not because there's somebody up there. There's no glass ceiling. There's nobody there at the entry saying you cannot come in. Now, what happens is when they do enter, you might get a little bit of sexism. You are going to get a little bit of like catcalling. You are going to be treated differently because you're a woman. But there's no challenge. There's no challenge. I've worked with many women in the.
What you mean is that there is a challenge. Just facing that is a challenge. What you mean is there's no barrier.
There's no barrier. Yeah,
that's what you want to say.
Yeah. There's no barrier.
But that's what I said. Women that are in that field,
and there's no gap. There's no pay gap.
Yeah.
You know what? You get paid for what your skill set. And I've actually worked with a girl who got paid more than me, and we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not that. What I'm saying is that usually when you get to the point where you've made, and you guys can check this out, and you can go research this. When you get to the point, when a woman gets to the point where she's past 35, that's why they call it a biological clock, right? They're past a certain age. If they haven't had a family, they miss it. It's something that passes by, and then it's like, oh, I can't go back now. And it bothers them more than men. I'm not saying that men don't get bothered by that. They do. I'm just saying it's not a good idea to keep pushing career on women, and motherhood. Oh, that's not important. In your life, you have 4 or 5 things that are important. You have your family, your friends, your career. And most people don't even have careers. They have jobs.
Yeah.
So that's what you have. So it's not just career. You know, and women, women, like, they're the one, not responsible, but they're the one from nature, whatever you want to call it, that holds the baby. They bring the baby.
The gatekeepers.
Yeah, they're assigned. It could be a god. It depends what you believe in. It could be a god. It could be the universe. It could be nature. They come with the baby. They're 9 months. It's theirs. Their body is second. It's the baby first. That means something. That means that when you make your decisions, well, that weighs a lot. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
It also means they choose who are the champions for the next generation.
What do you mean by that?
They choose who's going to father their children, so they choose the best genes to move up to go next.
Yeah, there's all that.
They're gatekeepers. Yeah. They're gatekeepers.
I'm just saying it's a nice thing to be a mother, and it's not like I find sometimes people like I've heard in conversations where it's like, okay, women are not just there to breed and to have. Well, they're not just there to do that, but that's a big part. Embrace it. Don't sit there shitting on that.
I mean, look.
I'm sure there's people that have been forced to do things against their will, so they need to feel like they're standing up against something that they.
I understand.
Have to fight against.
I can understand. I can understand both sides. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a choice that you make. If you think that you want to focus on your career and having a family isn't of any importance to you, then I don't care. Do what you have to do. I'm not going to be the person saying, no, you shouldn't do that because you should start a family. Look, if that's not what you want, don't do that. And at the same time, I also support the women that do make the choice of having a family and they want to stay home. I don't think they should be pressured to go back to the workplace if that's what they choose.
No, obviously, George, it's not about a matter of, look, people can do whatever they want. We live in a free society. I'm not talking about, I'm not saying people should do this or they should do that. What I'm saying is that what people think is not necessarily what is the truth. Right. All I'm saying is that most women, they think they're going to be fulfilled with a career. And statistically, at the end of the career, what you find out is that they wish they would have had a family.
Right.
They miss that component a lot more. Just like statistically, every human being on their deathbed, no one's going to say, I wish I had worked 80 hours instead of 65. No one says that. Yeah. So what happens is those are the truths that manifest.
The truth. Basically what you want to get there is at the end, you don't regret what you did. You regret what you didn't do.
Yeah, of course you regret what you didn't do. You know,
like
you're not gonna say, man, I had sex with too many women.
No, but I experienced that because when we had Emma, and things actually turned out for the best. You know, I mean, I can't. You know, I'm very grateful for what we have. But when we had Emma, And Joanna had a nice job downtown, huge law firm and all that stuff. All the room in front of her to grow and to expand and to just move higher into the whole world of PR. And it was like a switch. It went off as soon as the baby was home. It's like I kind of felt that I didn't want to push anything, but then she goes, you know what, I don't know if I can go back to work after my maternity is done. I go, okay, that's fine. She goes, I can't. I mean, I don't want to feel like I don't want to be like one of those parents that just send their kid to the daycare after 18 months and then kind of regret not having spent those early years with the kid. And her brain just went into work. She started thinking of solutions,
and that is absolutely fine. And I think that is the normal reaction.
Yeah, and that's when she started thinking, okay, let me get involved with my dad. Let me see if I can kind of start developing that business and all that stuff. And I was more than happy that she actually decided to do that. And I mean, looking back now, I can't be anything but grateful for the fact that she let's say, so whatever, Emma went to school full time when she was like 5, let's say. So up until that time, I mean, we were with them the whole fucking time. And now with a little one, I mean, she's in daycare 3 times a week, and they're half days, right? So it's like we're taking advantage of almost every single moment with them before they go to school, because that the minute they go to school, they're home. They're at home. What? How many hours in a day? 6, 7, and then the weekend. But on an average day, they're gone most of the time.
Not even, man. If you're dropping them off at 7 and picking them up after 5, you come home and have a
3
meal,
hours, right? 3 hours. They go to bed by 8, let's say.
Take a bath.
Look, guys, my wife's a teacher. Teachers spend more time with some kids than their parents do.
Yeah.
And that's the case for a majority of the kids.
Yep.
And that's just because we have a 24-hour day. They're at school most part of the day, the biggest part of the day.
And again, some parents don't have the choice, right? I mean, and that's why I'm super grateful, because, and when she was explaining this to me, I was like, okay, whatever. I was just thinking, okay, financially, like if you don't go back to work, we need something. You know what I mean? Like we need like something else, And I won't lie to you, like I was afraid. I was like, okay, I'm not so sure what the hell is going to happen here, right? And I'm not so sure if I was like 100% in favor of it. I understood it. I obviously supported it. I just crossed my fingers. I'm like, this better work, and it did. And looking back, man, I'm so happy we did. I'm so happy because I mean, she's a whole other person. The fact that she was there for her kids, you can't take back those years.
And it's important. It's important, man. You know what? This is probably, we're going to see the effects of all this stuff, I guess, in the future, in maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years. But the dynamic of 2 parents working full time, 2 careers, you're going to sacrifice it. You're going to sacrifice something, and you're going to have to compromise.
We have results now, man.
And I know, but high anxiety, stuff like that.
We have results right now.
I'm just saying,
kids in our generation grew up with parents just like that.
Yeah, we're going to see more. You're right. We do have results now, but you're going to see more. You're going to be able to classify things.
You're going to see a higher percentage of society having.
Yeah, and if you go back, one of the major factors for me is that. Because think about it. If both parents are committed to their career, right? Both parents are out of the house. Both parents are working the 50, 60 hours a week. Well, you don't think that's going to have an effect on the child?
Well, I mean, we're saying they're committed to career. They're committed to financial stability.
Well, that's different. That's a whole different podcast.
Well, that's what they're committing to. That's what they're doing it for. It's not only because they want to be the best in their field. They want to secure this kid's financial future, the family's stability, all that stuff. It comes with all of it. It doesn't come with. It's not just because they want to be proud of what they do for their jobs, man. They want to have the best possible income for them and their kids.
Yeah. No, that's true. I agree with that.
I'm sorry, but I'm having a technical difficulty.
Okay, it's okay, man. There's a dot in a body. You're good. We see you now.
Yeah. So I mean, we can't just sit there and say they're being selfish. That they just want to forward their career.
No, I never said selfish.
No, I never said you did. I'm just saying. We don't want to make it sound that way, but we have to acknowledge that financial security is a big part of all this.
What I blame, I totally get your point. I totally agree with you. what I blame is the societal pressures coming from these new modern ways of thinking, where it's like, you know what, sometimes you got to always go to your fundamentals.
Because look at George's look at George's dilemma. The moment his wife went there, where did his mind go? His financial stability just got impacted severely.
Yeah.
And that's also what drives us into the hands of our employers, man.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Sometimes you don't have much of a choice, right? And that's why I'm super grateful, because I mean, not only did we have a choice, but it actually worked out in our favor, and now we're both kind of involved in the same thing. So, but there's situations, and you know, when you realize what you have compared to,
I want to add something too after this.
Yeah, like when you realize what you have compared to some other people that, you know, they just have to go to work, they have no choice.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. That sucks. But that's a whole different thing, right?
And not only that, Chris, I mean, we're also very lucky here in Canada, where the moms get like a year off, and sometimes they can even extend it.
It's not that
countries. But I mean, look,
you misspoke. There's a maternity leave, there's a parental leave, and there's a paternal leave. And the parental leave is something that can be shared between either one of the parents. So if the mother wants to forward her career, the father can stay home instead.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that in other, like in the U.S., for example,
it's a parental leave. It's not a maternity leave.
The only I have a.
There's three actually. There's maternity, paternity, and parental, which shared.
This is here. Yeah. You're talking about here in Canada.
This is here. Yeah.
My cousin in Florida.
6 weeks after you're back at work.
She had to be back at work 3 or 4 months, something like that. That's it.
And my cousin's wife in Northeast states, I believe she told me it was 6 weeks. 6 weeks, you're back.
Yeah. Well, in some countries you don't leave at all, right?
Yeah.
And then in some countries women don't work at all. So it's all relative. It's relative to where you are, and there's more factors and more things to look at if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's definitely, you're right. I think it's definitely
it's designed to be easier here for us. You're right.
And no, it's, what I'm saying, the financial situation is what makes, or at least forces a lot of people to make decisions sometimes they don't want to do, they don't want to make.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So let's go back to the Mother's Day thing. Are your wives normally expecting to get stuff? Are they that type of person where it's like, you didn't get me stuff for Mother's Day? Like, will they get upset if you put in zero effort?
What do you mean? Hold on.
Let me answer. I want to answer that. Yeah, I want to correct. All women expect something. It just, some say it, and others don't. All mothers want something. All mothers want to feel special, and they should. So your question is, do they vocalize it, you mean?
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. That's the question. Okay.
It's good that you're clarifying it. Yeah.
You have to clarify that.
Yeah.
Because then there's even different kinds of vocalization, right? There's like, I thought we were going to do something. Or it could be like, so I guess you didn't get me anything, right? Right?
What about this one? Babe, what do you want to do for Mother's Day? Nothing. Don't worry about that. and then nothing happened. Like,
that is the biggest trap in the world. That's a trap.
Like a fucking bear trap, man.
Nothing. That means nothing.
Oh no,
don't worry about that. Nothing. Seriously, don't even think about it. That's a bunch of lies.
Yeah, big lie. How's Cynthia, George?
She's very modest when it comes to this stuff. Yeah, as long as you show your appreciation, you do something, do a gesture or something, she'll appreciate it. She doesn't really expect a gift. Like, when am I gonna go buy her a sled? Come up with when am I buy her a purse?
It's like, I'll renovate the kitchen for you, baby. Happy Mother's Day.
I got you a new electric blanket here. I'm joking.
You have to be careful now, man. You have to be careful what you get. You cannot get something that's too gender oriented. You know, it's like
I'm not in one of those relationships, so I can.
No, me neither. I'm not in one of those.
So you still can. You still can.
No, I feel like in 5 years we're going to be getting our wives' drills.
No.
Here's the drill. So nobody. Yeah.
I know for a fact that in the very near future, at least a tape measure.
I saw the picture of that tape measure. That tape measure is not gonna last, man. Get her a decent one. Go spend at least $10 on one.
Was it on her wallet? Was it just sitting on the wallet? A wallet, a nice girly wallet with a tape measure. I love it.
It was on its way out. They're going somewhere.
Yeah. So for people watching or listening, I texted a picture to the guys this week where I'm not sure where I was, but I walk into the kitchen and I see my wife's purse and the tape measure. Right now, I'm like, this is just the weirdest combination, right? It's like, where are you going, and why is that tape measure coming along with you?
Oh man,
they're a decent one.
No, but guys, honestly, there are women out there that are very demanding. It's like you have to go all out, whether it's birthdays, whether it's Valentine's Day, whether it's Mother's Day, whether it's some stupid special weekend or whatever.
I'm going to tell you what something. To be fair, there's couples like that.
Yeah,
they're both like that. Yeah, man. Like I was talking to somebody the other day. He's like, "Oh, this year I'm gonna really dish some, like a good amount of change for her." I'm like, "Yeah, you guys go out, yeah, because she told me she's gonna buy me this." Like, why don't you just buy yourself that, and she could buy herself that? And it's the same fucking shit. What are you bothering for?
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't say that, but I wanted to.
Thought, if thoughts could speak. But I'll be honest with you. I haven't met that many guys,
or just double up on the birthday gift or something.
Let's just consider ourselves lucky, guys. Honestly, let's just leave it at that. Because I look. Obviously, you're not going to be with a person that you don't match with, or that you just on these issues you just don't get along.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense that we are with the women that we're with, right? But just imagine, man. Imagine you had one of those women. It's like every fucking weekend has to be a special weekend, and every birthday has to be special, and you just have to surpass what you did the year before. Oh man, it's like, give me the gun now. Give me the gun. One bullet.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but there's a reason. There's a reason a relationship is like that. There's a reason. I think relationships like that is like the day-to-day, they're absent from each other's lives. So they need that. They kind of need to catch up.
Oh, that's clever.
You know what I mean? Or they travel or whatever. They really work a lot, and you need to catch up in a day. But if you're doing the catching up every single day and the days are full, you might not need. You probably if your days are full with your wife and your kids during the week, on the weekend, you might need to just separate a little bit too. See, that's it's a different dynamic. It depends on the family, right?
You're 100% right.
But what do you call that when you have to? Oh, it's the big thing. It's our weekend. Is it sentimentality? What is that?
I don't know.
But think about it. Let's say both. Okay, you have a doctor and a lawyer, and they're both working 60 hours.
No, I'm talking about. I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying somebody who always wants. Oh, everything has to be always bigger than the previous year.
Well, I think that kind of person we're raising right now. I think our kids, our daughters, have a high probability of becoming that because of the way we're raising them.
Right.
It's a great
you know what I mean?
Kid, huh?
It's a great time to be a kid, but that kid is going to be that demanding person.
Right now, in George's head, he's like, thank God I got boys.
Well, don't think they're any less demanding, man. That's what I gotta tell you. If I could tell you the kind of argument we had in here this morning over what, I'm not even gonna get into it.
No, but you don't have to. But I just want to go back to what Chris was saying.
I'm just going to say these kids have everything, and it makes more source of jealousy and stuff like that.
No, but George, they have so much that it's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing. It's terrible.
You know, when you have things, it's a good thing. Like when you were poor and you had things, that was the good thing because everyone else didn't have. We're at the point where they have so much that we're going backwards. It's like it's becoming a bad thing.
It's for them. Yeah.
You know,
that's exactly where we're at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But look, what I was going to say is that I just want to go back to what Chris was saying because it's really true. The fact that there are parents that work so much that don't see their kids, and that's something else that we take for granted. Because look, every single day you go home,
we're talking about mothers.
Yeah, even mothers. But there is a possibility where they see the kids maybe once a week, like during a weekend. You know what I mean? Like Friday night and Saturday, because Sunday they have to prepare for the week or whatever it is. You know, they're traveling I mean, I don't want to judge, but it's sad.
No, it's not about judging. It's a different dynamic. It's a different reality. People have different lives. No two people have the same identical life anywhere in the world. But I know people that don't even see their kids during the week.
Yeah.
They only see their kids on the weekends.
I know people who don't see their kids during the week and they live in the same city.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Or a lot. I actually know people that bring their kids to the grandparents for the week.
That's exactly what I was getting.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't judge. You don't know what people's situations are. People make the best with what they have. Yeah. They work with what they have.
And it sucks, man, because I'm sure we've all been there, right? I mean, I've had work before where it was like 15-hour days, like you thought they would never finish. You would wake up really early in the morning, you don't see your kids, you come back, they're asleep, and it went like at least a week, you know. And I can during the campaigns when I used to be back in politics, it was the worst feeling, dude. It was the most horrible freaking thing ever. It was the worst.
For some people, that's 30 years. You know?
Yeah. I live that too sometimes.
No, I get it. I've done it. No. It's just, it depends where your reality is. What I think the important thing is to not lose sight of what is important for both men and women, mothers and fathers, but family is important. And I find in this new kind of generation with this new society, I feel like it's getting dismantled. I feel like the importance is no longer there. And if I have to go back to what my parents did, and I think because they did a bunch of things wrong, but
your family's disappearing.
But they did a few things right, and that was the family. It was strong, you know.
Yeah.
Their source of stability. The family.
And it was all instinctive, right? It was just things that had.
Well, it's only worked for 1,000 generations. So.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's like, man, that's what I meant by the fundamentals. Why are we fucking with them? You know, like, look, I'm in engineering, right? The fundamentals.
The wild like this in the
you
cold.
You can use technology. You can use different platforms. You can use different tools. You can use algorithms. You can use software. You can do everything you want. The bling bling. You can add all sorts of bells and whistles. The fundamentals never change.
No.
Never. And I feel like with family, it's the same thing, man. The fundamentals shouldn't change. It's a fundamental.
Yeah.
And we're just fucking with it. You know, where it's like, it could be this, it could be that, it could be this, it could be that. It's not important. Don't worry. You don't need to sit down and eat. You could run around. You can eat and play Legos. That's fundamentals. When you eat, you talk, you share, you're together. We're breaking all these little rules.
You
and
bond.
Then but we're breaking all those little rules, and then we wonder where did we go wrong? But we've broken every single rule.
Why are prisons overflowing?
Yeah, it's like, why are we having issues? Why do we have anxiety? Why is the divorce rate at 55%? Fundamentals.
Yeah.
It's fundamentals, man. That's all it is.
Yeah, but with respect to the rate of divorce, Chris, don't forget also that there used to be a time where it wasn't seen as something. You know how many women or families had to divorce back in the 60s, 70s, but it was a taboo.
They should have.
Yeah, they should have. Like, honestly, for their own happiness, they should, but they didn't because it was taboo. So the divorce rate maybe now is normal.
No, man.
I don't know, man.
No, what George is saying is
no, I got what he said.
He's saying if everybody who should have gotten divorced back then had gotten divorced, it would have been at 75%.
No, but
the marriages were that bad.
This is what I'm trying to say. This is what I want to say. No, I understood what he said, and I accept it. All I want to say is this: if we're going to agree that we don't need to get married, right? Let's agree on that. I'm fine. Let's agree that the institution of marriage is something that should be re-examined, reevaluated, because maybe it's not the best thing. I get that. Once we accept as a society that there's a marriage, first of all, a marriage is not for lovers. A marriage is for kids. You get married to show unity, that you're a strong unit that can take care of offspring. You don't get married because if you like each other, just be with each other. You don't need to get married. So marriage is for the kids. And that's why, whether things were tough or not, you had to keep that unit alive. You would put that over your happiness. Today, that's the problem, George. I'm unhappy because you spoke to me a little bit like this. You know what? You did this, let's divorce. And the whole thing falls apart. So if we decide that we don't need the marriage, that's fine. But if we do decide that marriage is important, it's not for lovers.
Yeah, but you can't.
You don't get married because you're in love. You get married because you're in love and that you're ready now to take over the world and bring children to the world, right?
Yeah. But I mean, look, circumstances can change. Anything can happen. I mean, you're not going to, what's it called? You're not going to keep yourself like tortured if your relationship.
No, you're bringing it to the extreme now, George. Obviously, if
we have the luxury of dating for a couple of years now before we get married. We get to know each other.
I'm not saying that. You're right. If you're in an abusive relationship, if things don't work out, I get it. But 55% of the divorces is not that.
No, exactly. I'm not
55% of divorces like, you know what? I don't feel like being with you anymore, or I want to date other people.
I'm sick of you.
You snore too much. You know what? You gained weight. I don't like this stretch mark here.
You don't make that soup the way you used to make it.
But you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by things are falling apart. We're too loose on that. If divorce is an option, you're getting divorced. It's that simple. If divorce is an option to you.
Yeah. If you choose to get married, make it work.
If you choose to get married, you're there to compromise. You're there because you're thinking that you're going to put, like, think about it. Don't you put your kids above you?
Of course, absolutely.
Dude, I come after their underwear.
I come after bagels.
I come so far down the ladder.
I don't even know if I'm in the equation anymore.
No, you see, that's what I'm trying to say.
I come after diapers and they don't use diapers anymore.
No, but I can't remember where I read this, but I was reading a book and they were talking about relationships, and there's this misconception about it's 50-50, like and I disagree with that, and that's what it said in the book, and that's like it was an eye-opener. It's like it's not 50-50. Relationships aren't 50-50. It's 100%. You know what I mean? And
absolutely, that's Darren Hardy compound effect.
Yeah, it's probably that. And like if it's not that, then yeah, you're bound to fail. Like absolutely. You both have to show up. You gotta give it your all.
And just to add to that, that's a great point, George. It's exactly that, 100%. Because today's couples think 50-50. And you know what 50-50 does? 50-50 is a scoreboard. I did dishes today, you do it tomorrow. I did this today, and that is not a relationship. The second you break things 50-50, you're going to fail.
Have a roommate.
Exactly. It has to be 100%. You missed it, I got your back. You know what? I need to do this. Can you take care of that? That's 100. Everyone's 100%. Very amazing. That is the most important part. Let's end it there. Bye. No, but that's it, man. That's the wisdom of the day. It's 100%. And you know what? Just to add more to that, a mom is not even 100. I find moms give 120, my friend. They'll give that extra 20.
Even more.
They'll give that 100. Like my wife hasn't slept yet.
Since she gave birth.
14 years ago. Close.
My wife hasn't slept in 14 years.
Yeah, she hasn't slept yet.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, George. I think it's the best advice you could give anybody.
The last time Alex slept was the night before she delivered. Yeah,
that's when she slept.
Oh my God.
She hasn't slept ever since.
So we'll end it on that. If you're a mom listening to the podcast, first of all, thank you for listening, because yes, it's called Just as Dads, but we love to be able to reach out to the moms out there and to the woman demographic a little bit more. It's important for you guys to know how we feel.
And the pragmatist George knows you're not actually there.
And we also like to get feedback from you as well. So if you are a mom, happy Mother's Day. Enjoy it, and it's going to be a beautiful weather. We have something special coming out on Mother's Day, so keep an eye out for that on YouTube, on Facebook. Again, follow us on all the socials. There's a lot of stuff coming up that we're planning. We're putting in a lot of work into this podcast, and we do appreciate all the support. Guys, wish your wives a happy Mother's Day. We're probably going to exchange messages anyway. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a beautiful weekend. See you all in the next episode.
Don't burn the eggs.